All right, folks, it's D here, hot off the presses with some incredible Fukkatsu no F, Resurrection F, Dragon Ball Z 2015 news. I am recording this on the March 17th around 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Earlier today, I was at work. I couldn't get this up sooner. But Chapter 2 of the three-part adaptation, comic book adaptation from Toyotaro, it's out. It's leaking. We've got some information here, some huge spoilers coming up. So if you do not want to be spoiled, if you don't want any spoilers for Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F / Fukkatsu no F, just hit the pause button. Thank you. Click the subscribe button, of course, and we'll see you down the line. But huge spoilers. Okay, number one, everybody's been wondering about Goten and Trunks. What's their role in the movie? According to the spoilers, Bulma at some point in the film tells Gohan, don't let them fight. So as a result, Goten and Trunks, during the big climax, I suppose, the big fight in the film, they're not going to be there. Krillin shows up. You know, the group is there. They all get together. Krillin shows up, and he's like, where's Buu? And Buu is nowhere to be found. And then he finds out, oh, well, Buu's sleeping. I don't know if I like that, because if you saw Dragon Ball Z, the TV series, you remember that Buu sleeps for like 5 seconds. So that doesn't make any sense. Really weird, but I'm gonna withhold judgment. The thing about these spoilers is the whole movie's not out. I'm going to withhold judgment. From this information, we know that Goten and Trunks and Buu are not there at the start of the fight. Does that mean they won't be there for the whole fight, though? We don't know that. They might show up at the end. Maybe that scene when Gohan gets knocked out, maybe Goten and Trunks, teen Goten and Trunks, if the film takes place 3 years after Battle of Gods, even though I'm hearing both 3 years and 1 year. We're not sure yet, but we might see it. We might see Buu show up as well. It'll be a travesty to me if Frieza does not confront Trunks and Buu and Beerus at some point in this film, because all three of those characters were basically teased as being confronted by Frieza. It's already been set. It's already been foreshadowed in Chapter 1 of the three-part manga. So Frieza says, "I want revenge on both of the Saiyans who did this to me," which is Goku and future Trunks. I assumed that Goku and future Trunks, of course, Goku's off training with Whis, and we're going to get to that here in just a minute. Future Trunks is gone, Back to the Future, So, but I assumed that he was going to run into Goten and Trunks, and since Goten resembles Goku, a little bit older, and, now, from the last film, and Trunks probably looks a little bit like future Trunks at this point, I thought Frieza was going to either kick their ass or kill them or kidnap them or something, mistaking them for Goku and Trunks. That might not be the case here. But again, we don't know if Goten and Trunks are going to be in this movie yet. We don't know for sure if they're going to be in it, but we do know the fight begins without them and without Buu. But also, we do know that number 18 is in the film, and the fight begins without her too. So don't count your chickens before they hatch. I'm just telling everybody right now, because there's a lot of negative criticisms on the internet right now about this film. It's not out yet. Let's wait and see what happens. We've only got 2 leaks so far today, just 2 leaks, and there's more leaks coming. There's more information coming. We've only got a couple pages out. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? So anyways, the other bit of information that we got was dialogue between Goku, Vegeta, and Whis and Beerus when they're training on Beerus's planet. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the link so you can read the translated dialogue, which was taken from 2chan earlier today, the translated dialogue of the scene with Goku and Vegeta training with Whis and Beerus. And from what I gather, they're training on Beerus's planet, and Beerus is trying to sleep because he's still sleeping, and it's so loud that Beerus wakes up and he's all pissed off and, what are you doing? A little bit of comedy there, what it looks like. What's interesting about the training is it appears, again, we don't know for sure, it appears from the information that's out there from the leaks today that Whis is training with Goku and Vegeta in exchange for some delicious food. Awesome. I like it. So he basically tells them, your typical master wax on, wax off type stuff. He tells them, it takes time for your thoughts and senses to reach your body to perform your attacks. Therefore, if you think too much in a fight, you you end up being slower because your mind is thinking too many times, and that's Vegeta's weakness. And Goku kind of makes fun of him for it, and then Whis tells him, well, the problem with you is that you're too confident, you're too overconfident, and that's been your downfall, which is kind of interesting because that's kind of what Kami and a few others have told him in previous, training, exercises, I guess you can say, throughout Goku's life in Dragon Ball. But here we go again. Goku's too overconfident. We do have the scene where Whis basically tells them, listen, even Beerus is not perfect. Everybody has their weakness, and it's up to him to kind of, get it out of him. And Vegeta's like, well, what the hell are you? And he's like, I'm a being named Whis. So awesome stuff here. Of course, this is all from the manga adaptation. In other words, the movie's going to be longer. There's going to be more details. This is just the comic book adaptation. Not everything will be here, but this does answer some questions that we had. And the confrontation, that we saw in the trailers where they're fighting and there's like a billion soldiers coming at them in that canyon or those mountains. It looks like Goku and Vegeta are not there to start the fight, and that's interesting to me because in the promotional material, there's a picture of all the Z fighters and Goku and Vegeta in the front. They're not there, but maybe they come later. We don't know. A lot of this stuff is a lot of this taken from bits and pieces. Again, the full leak is not out yet. We're still waiting. But what we do know is Buu, Goten, and Trunks are not going to be there to start with. We don't know. Also, Roshi asked Gohan, are you furthering your training? And Gohan's like, sorry, I haven't, which kind of was talked about in the Buu saga a lot. He kind of became what his mother wanted, a scholar and a nerd. But he's like, I can still go Super Saiyan, which tells me that maybe his mystic powers are gone, or maybe he forgot how to tap into them. That's going to disappoint a lot of people. I know it is, but that's just how it is in the movie. And yeah, that's what we have out there right now. I'm going to link all the dialogue that was translated from 2chan. I'm going to link that in the description below. Again, it's just dialogue. It's just, talking. There's no description of the action. We kind of have to fill in the blanks, but that's all we've got right now. So subscribe, and anything else that comes through the pipe, I'm sure we'll have it up. So thanks, everybody. This is D, and see you next time.